Mo here, Resell Niche. Today I wanted to talk about POGs and slammers. I've been selling quite a few of these things in the last, I want to say, 3 to 9 months. And they don't go for substantial money, but I think there's something that's worth looking out for if you see them for cheap. Let's go through a couple sales that I've had recently, and you can see this is a lot of 12 slammers. And actually, I'm going to go into the difference between the two in a second here. This is 12 slammers. They sold for $107, and they are a variety of different designs, some holographic, some not. This is another one. It was a vintage 90s. It was a bear chef bear, however you want to say that. This is a hologram heavy brass slammer. This went for $32. Now, this is an example of one that I would look up and definitely buy if you can get it for like $5 or under. And here's another one. It's a dinosaur brontosaurus slammer. Went for $22.88. And I've sold that one multiple times. And so that's an example of some of the stuff I've been selling slammer-wise and POG-wise. Now, I have sold lots of POGs as well, but they don't go for as much as the slammers do. And let me explain what the difference is. Generally, right here I have a picture of these are POGs, basically milk caps. It was a game repopularized in the early 90s, and it's basically plastic circular discs. And the slammers are also plastic sometimes, but a lot of times they're metal or brass, and they're heavier, and people would use the slammer. You would stack up plastic POGs, throw slammers at them, and whichever one's flipped over, I guess those would be yours. You would get to keep them. That was kind of the gist of the game, and there was a whole federation and behind it, POG World Federation, I believe it was. So anyways, here's another set, and you can see they don't go for crazy amounts. This one's a huge lot of 1990s POGs and metal slammers, sold for $31 only. I personally probably would have separated the POGs and the slammers and sold them separately. And here is a set of vintage Simpsons POGs, and it says in all hypno slammers. So I can't tell if these are POGs. These look like POGs, and the whole sold for $139. Generally, with POGs, which are plastic circular discs, usually you want to look for ones that are a little bit more sought after. For example, this is Makaha Sun's signed POGs from 1993. And basically, this game was repopularized in the early 90s. It came from Hawaii. It was something that was popular since like 1940s, 50s. Originally coming, I believe it traces back to the 1600s in Japan, a game called Menko. And the Japanese would do a similar thing. You would throw pieces of clay, I think they were, at these other pieces of clay, and if they flipped over, you got to keep them. And then those pieces they actually had another game that was the precursor to what we look at as trading cards now, if I remember correctly. So look up Menko, and I'm going to show you a couple of the slammers that I have been selling. Now, these are slammers, and you can see here they're metal. Sometimes they are plastic, like this guy right here. You can hear that. That's plastic. And what I've found is the ones that do the best for me in slammers are these hologram ones, not even necessarily packaged. Some of these go for 20, 30, 40 bucks even too. These are hologram slammers. They're brass, and POGs obviously usually are plastic, and they're a little bit thinner than this, and they sometimes have different branding on them, but the slammers go with the POGs, and you have the slammer POG game that was from the early 90s. So
I'll put some pictures of some POGs up on the screen. I just sold a whole, I should have made this video earlier because I sold a whole lot of them. They don't go for as much. The slammers, especially these holographic ones, go for a lot more. Even these ones go for decent money sometimes. You can see these different sports ones. Flowers, bears, dragons, unicorns, whatever. And then sometimes you even have these, if I can get this out of here, super thick slammers. So these ones seem to do pretty well for me too. Giant heavy things. And let's see. And I've been selling, I'm doing a lot better, like I said, with the slammers than the POGs.
Those are what I've been selling recently. They're basically slammers, and they have plastic and metal, and the best ones out of those, like I said, were the holographic ones. Those seem to be doing the best. You can get between $20 to $40 sometimes for one single slammer. So look those up if you can. Obviously, if they're packaged like some of the that I have there, they do well or do even better, but not necessarily. I have a lot that I've sold that are out of the package, not they're used items. But just wanted to show you these really fast because it's something, I don't know if it's something that's coming back. It was just all of these things in my mind are pre-internet items. Like I'm reading right here, California-based POG Unlimited was instituted in 1993. That's where the World POG Federation came from. It was a fad between 1994 and 1998, resulting in over 10 billion POG sold in 30 countries in that time period. So it's not really something that's around now. People don't really care about them. And like I said, the plastic ones were so overproduced, kind of similar to comic books and baseball cards in the early 90s. They were crazily overproduced in the 90s to mid 90s, and they kind of just went away. So usually when you see them, you'll see them in lots of hundreds, sometimes thousands, and they don't go for that much. So you want to look for ones that are more desirable. And looking up, I just pulled up an article from ranker.com, and it lists the Jurassic Park 6 POG hologram set with slammer at $1 million. Now, I don't know where they got that $1 million, if it was sold or if it was just what those are worth. These are things to look out for. I would not spend a lot of money on these. Generally, I pick up sets of these for like $5, $10, unless they're sealed. There's something else to look out for. POG slammers, hologram POGs, hologram slammers. If you can get those, be even better. But until the next one, guys, keep trekking. Bye.